Are Vybz Kartel and Sidem really over? That's the question blowing up timelines right now, and honestly, nobody seems to agree on the answer. One half of the internet is convinced something broke between the world boss and his fiancée. The other half is calling it fake news, screenshots taken out of context, and pure clickbait. So which side is telling the truth? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to see this entire situation completely differently than when you clicked on it. And trust me, what's actually going on is nowhere near as dramatic as your timeline is making it look. Before we go any further, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell, because we are about to break down every angle of this story, separate the facts from the noise, and get into the Grammy controversy that has fans saying Kartel got robbed. Let's get into it. So how did this breakup rumor even start? Well, if you've spent any time in the comment sections lately, you already know how these things work. A clip gets pulled from a longer video, cropped down to 15 seconds, posted with a dramatic caption, and suddenly the whole internet is convinced a couple is finished. That appears to be exactly what happened here. Somewhere along the way, a moment from a video involving Kartel and Sidem got reposted without context. Fans started reading tone and body language into it, and within hours the word breakup was trending in the comments. Now here's the thing you need to understand about how celebrity gossip spreads online. It rarely starts with a real announcement. It usually starts with a vibe. Someone thinks a caption sounded a little cold. Someone else thinks eye contact looked a little off in a video. Someone screenshots an old post next to a new one and says, "Look how things have changed." And just like that, a theory becomes a headline. And a headline becomes something people treat as fact, even when nobody involved has said a single word about splitting up. So let's be crystal clear about something right at the top of this video. As of everything publicly available right now, there has been no announcement, no confirmation, and no statement from either Vybz Kartel or Sidem saying they have broken up. None. What we have is speculation, assumptions, and fans connecting dots that may not actually be connected. But of course, that's not going to stop people from asking questions. So let's actually dig into where this couple stands, because their story is a lot deeper than one viral clip. Let's rewind for a second, because to understand why this rumor even has traction, you need to understand what these two have already been through together. Kartel and Sidem's story goes back years, well before he walked out of prison as a free man. According to publicly available reporting, the two connected while Kartel was incarcerated, and what followed was a long-distance relationship that stretched on for close to a decade. Think about that for a moment. Nearly 10 years of phone calls, visits, and waiting, with no guarantee of how his case would end. That is not a fling. That is not a publicity relationship. That is something that was built, brick by brick, under some of the most difficult circumstances a couple could face. So when Kartel finally walked free after his conviction was overturned, one of the first major moments fans got to witness was him proposing to Sidem, and he didn't wait long to do it either. Within months of his release, he got down on one knee, and the caption he shared afterward talked about being there for each other through the hardest years, about phone calls and visits and tears and laughter, and about never planning to leave her side. Does that sound like a relationship that was built on convenience? Doesn't really line up with a sudden, silent breakup, does it? But hold that thought, because we still need to talk about why fans keep bringing up doubts in the first place. And it has a lot to do with what happens whenever a public figure's love life gets put under a microscope. Since his release, the two of them have shown up together at major public moments, including award show appearances, and Kartel has spoken publicly and warmly about wanting to build a life and a wedding with her. He's talked about her being by his side through his health struggles, through his comeback, through basically every major chapter since he became a free man again. And when critics have gone after Sidem online, questioning her, comparing her to people from his past, or suggesting she doesn't belong in his story, Kartel hasn't stayed quiet about it. He's clapped back publicly more than once, defending her directly and making it clear that he's not interested in outside opinions about who he chooses to love. Now ask yourself this. Does a man who publicly defends his partner against internet trolls sound like someone who is secretly planning to walk away from her? It's worth sitting with that question, because it's central to understanding why so many longtime fans are pushing back hard against this breakup narrative. So, if their relationship has looked this solid publicly, why do breakup rumors keep circling back around? Honestly, This is bigger than just Kartel and Sidem. This is something that happens to almost every high-profile couple eventually, and once you understand the pattern, you'll start noticing it everywhere. When two people are constantly in the public eye, every single interaction gets treated like evidence. A couple doesn't post together for a week, and suddenly people are saying something's wrong. One partner posts a solo picture, and comment sections turn it into "she's moving on." A caption that sounds a little short gets read as cold and distant, even if the person just wasn't in a wordy mood that day. It's exhausting when you really think about it, because it means public figures basically never get to just live their lives without every little gesture being turned into a headline. And here's something else worth considering. Rumors like this generate views. They generate clicks. They generate arguments and comment sections that keep people scrolling and engaging for hours. Whether that's the intention behind every post or not, breakup content spreads fast because people are naturally curious about relationships, especially relationships that started under such unusual and public circumstances like this one did. So when you combine a couple who are already used to being talked about with an internet culture that turns every clip into a courtroom trial, you get exactly the kind of firestorm we're seeing play out right now. Now let's get into the part everyone's really here for, that specific video that people are calling disrespectful. You've probably seen it floating around, maybe in a repost, maybe with commentary slapped over the top of it claiming Kartel was disrespecting Sidem. But here's the question nobody seems to be asking. Did anyone watch that clip in full, with context, before deciding what it meant? Because more often than not, that's exactly where these situations go wrong. A short clip gets pulled out of a much longer conversation or performance, stripped of tone, stripped of the joke that came before it or the context that came after it, and suddenly a moment that might have been playful or sarcastic or completely unrelated to Sidem at all gets rebranded as a public dig at his partner. Think about how many times you've seen a headline about a celebrity shading someone, only to watch the full clip yourself and realize it was nothing like what the headline suggested. This happens constantly in celebrity culture, and dancehall content is no exception. Kartel has always had a sharp, teasing, sometimes brash delivery style. That's part of what makes him Kartel. Fans who followed him for years know his humor can come across rough around the edges, even when it's not aimed at anyone in particular. So before anyone runs with the idea that this was a direct, intentional disrespect towards Sidem, it's worth asking whether the clip was taken out of its original setting, whether it was even about her at all, and whether the reaction says more about how the internet loves drama than about what actually happened in that moment. Based on publicly available information, there is no confirmed statement from either Kartel or Sidem addressing this clip as an act of disrespect between them. Until that changes, this stays firmly in rumor territory, not confirmed fact. Alright, let's pivot, because there's another headline running alongside all of this, and it's the "he got robbed" storyline. Now this one actually does have a real, documented event behind it. So let's separate what's confirmed from what's exaggerated. Kartel has been nominated for major reggae recognition multiple times since his release, including a Grammy nomination for Best Reggae Album. And when the winner was announced, and it wasn't him, a huge wave of fans flooded social media with the exact phrase you've probably seen everywhere: Kartel got robbed. That reaction is real, it happened, and it's been covered by multiple outlets and reggae community pages. What's important to separate here is the difference between a passionate fan reaction and an actual accusation of wrongdoing. Fans saying "he got robbed" is a common phrase in music culture whenever a fan favorite doesn't win an award they believe was deserved. It's an emotional expression of disappointment, not a formal claim that voting was rigged or that anything illegal happened. So is Kartel one of the most influential dancehall artists of this generation? Based on his catalog, his global reach, and his impact on artists who openly credit him as an inspiration, that argument has plenty of support. But is there any confirmed evidence of foul play in an award result? No, there isn't. And it's important that we don't blur the line between fans venting frustration and an actual scandal. That distinction matters, especially in an online environment where "robbed" gets thrown around so often that people start assuming it means something more sinister than it actually does. Now here's where things tie together, because you'll notice a pattern connecting almost every part of this story. Rumors thrive on gaps. They thrive on missing context, cropped clips, and headlines that ask a question instead of answering one. That's actually true of this very video too, and I want to be upfront with you about that. Notice how even our own title today is phrased as a question. That's intentional, because right now, that's genuinely all anyone can honestly say. Nobody outside of Kartel and Sidem's inner circle actually knows the full truth of their relationship status, and anyone claiming otherwise online is speculating, not reporting. Some people are speculating based on a lack of recent joint posts. Some people are speculating based on that clip we just talked about. Some people are speculating simply because that's what people do whenever two public figures go quiet for a beat. But speculation isn't confirmation, and it's important that as viewers, we don't let a trending hashtag convince us of something that hasn't actually been verified by either person involved. So where does that leave us on Kartel and Sidem specifically? Based on everything publicly available up to this point, there is no official statement, no confirmed report, and no verified evidence from either Vybz Kartel or Sidem announcing a breakup. What we do have is a public history of Kartel defending her against critics, a proposal built on nearly a decade of loyalty through incredibly difficult circumstances, joint appearances at major public events, and a pattern of him speaking about her warmly in interviews. Could things change in the future? Of course, any relationship can. Nobody's claiming these two are immune to problems just because they've made it this far. But claiming a breakup has already happened, without a single confirmed statement from either side, isn't reporting, that's just rumor dressed up as news. Now let's talk about you for a second, because I want to know what you think. Do you believe this is all internet noise, or do you think there's something real simmering underneath all these clips? Drop your take in the comments below, because this comment section is always where the best conversations happen, and I read every single one of them. Before you go, let's zoom out on the bigger picture here, because this entire situation is honestly a perfect example of how fast celebrity narratives can spiral completely out of control online. A relationship that has survived years of long-distance visits, a proposal, public defenses against critics, and major public appearances together can still get flipped into breakup headlines over one out-of-context clip and one award result. That's the reality of being a public figure in this era. Every gesture gets analyzed, every silence gets filled in with a theory, and every award loss gets turned into a bigger story than it actually is. So the next time you see a headline asking whether a couple has split or claiming someone disrespected their partner in a video, take a second before you believe it. Ask where the confirmation is. Ask whether you're looking at a full clip or a cropped one. Ask whether the people involved have actually said anything themselves, or whether it's just commentary built on top of commentary. Because more often than not, especially in cases like this one, the real story is far less dramatic than the trending hashtag makes it look. Based on everything we've laid out today, Vybz Kartel and Sidem appear, from all publicly available information, to still be very much together, still supportive of each other, and still standing by one another through the noise, the critics, and the headlines. There is no verified evidence of a breakup, and until that changes from an actual, confirmed statement from either of them, everything else you're seeing online falls under one category: speculation. If you found this breakdown helpful, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the moment either of them actually addresses this directly. Drop a comment letting me know which part of this story surprised you the most. Until next time, stay tuned, stay informed, and don't believe every headline you scroll past. I'll see you in the next one. And every award loss gets turned into a bigger story than it actually is. So the next time you see a headline asking whether a couple has split or claiming someone disrespected their partner in a video, take a second before you believe it. Ask where the confirmation